Welcome back, chapter 27. I hadn't seen Mon since Carolyn moved into Valley View. According to Kwame, she apparently does feel like she's living in a fancy hotel. He says she never wants to move, and he has moved into a studio apartment 3 blocks from his college and is happy knowing his mother's spirits are up and that she's getting the care she needs. He is also thrilled to be an official college student. I wish I could have moved all my friends in here, Ma said, as I sat in her gliding chair this time. But that Carolyn seems nice enough. Too young to be living here. It's too bad we won't get to know each other. Why won't you? Because I think I'm coming down with some kind of cancer. I closed my eyes, then opened them as I looked down at the floor. Then I took a deep breath and slowly blew the air out. Ma was in bed with the bedspread pulled under her chin as if she was cold or had one. She has always been dramatic, but this registered as melodrama. What would make you say something like that, Ma? She slid her hands up and down the right and left side of her body and said, because there are places on my body that are hard that should be soft. Or maybe it's the other way around. You don't have cancer, Mom. How do you know that? You're not a doctor. I know that, but the doctors here would have let me know if you had any problems. Doctors miss the obvious. Mom, stop it, please. And then she started laughing. I'm sorry. I'm healthy as a horse. I just want to see what it would take to alarm you. Anyway, what are you doing here? You were just here yesterday. I wasn't here yesterday, Ma. She looked at her little calendar on the side table that had 4 or 5 stamped envelopes addressed to me next to it. Put those in your purse and don't read them until you're on the plane to Tokyo. News sure travel fast. It's about time you went. Though I wish Jackson could come see me before I kick the bucket. Just make sure you send me some pictures for my scrapbook. I hate when she brings up dying, like she's looking forward to it. So, why haven't you been to see me? Because I've been busy. I'm just about to open a new shop. You want to come? No, I don't really care about makeup, but take a picture for me. Wait a minute. How old are you now, Laretha? 69. You're old too. And let me warn you, it's all downhill from here. If that's how you see it, that's what you get. You sound like Oprah. Didn't she cancel her show? She did. What in the world is she doing now? She has her own television network. Well, that makes sense. Has Odessa been by to see you? Of course she has. She told me you took her on a cruise, and I was shocked to hear that considering she was still in front of me. I was surprised you didn't throw her overboard, which made me wonder if maybe she had snuck and had sex with a stranger or something, because she sure has been nice. That made me chuckle. I doubt that, Ma. We're just finally trying to act more like sisters. Well, you are sisters. Anyway, Odessa told me she got her lawsuit money, chump change, not the hundreds of thousands she was hoping she'd get. Negroes live for settlements. That's a racist thing to say, Ma. I take it back. Poor folks of every color live for settlements. How's that? I stood up, then bent down and kissed her on the cheek. Did you know she quit working here? Ma asked. No. Do you know where she's working? No, I don't, but I kind of miss her nosy ass. Can I ask you a personal question and promise you won't get mad at me? It depends, Ma. She put her glasses on and looked up at me real hard. What is wrong with your hair? What's wrong with my hair? It's green, she said. I got up and walked over to the mirror. She was right. I was so busy rushing to get here, I had forgotten to rinse it after I got out of the pool. I've been taking swimming lessons. You mean to tell me you can't swim? No. I was always too afraid after I almost drowned as a kid. Me too. Still don't know how to swim. Swimming was never much fun to me. It was It was to mono. Wow, it's been a minute. Here's a word. Stay tuned for the definition visual. And where do you get? Nowhere. I just like sitting on the edge of the pool, kicking my feet in the water. But anyway, rub some Vaseline all over your silver hair or you'll be looking like a palm tree. I usually wear a bathing cap. Oh, by the way, I told Carolyn I would teach her how to scrapbook even though I don't know if she brought any pictures with her. So, could you please bring a scrapbook for her, but with no flowers on it because she's not big on floral anything, and maybe some writing paper and a Bic because she still has family in Flint she might want to write to, and I assume they can read. Stamps? Envelopes? Sure. She's not getting any of mine. Anyway, did I tell you I'm also going to teach Carolyn how to knit? No, you didn't. But you're not that good at knitting, Ma. Who cares? She needs to keep her shoulders moving and she can run her mouth. I am not lying. But you like her? I like most pleasant Negroes. What is wrong with her mother? She says, sitting up in the bed. She seems lovely, and I'm good company. That's very nice of you, Ma. I know, because I'm nice. And please don't tell Odessa I told you about the chump change she got because it'll sound like gossip. She thinks my memory is going, but I remember what I want to remember. Now give me a hug, and next time call first. I had called. I examined my green hair more closely when I got home. My friends had always made fun of me for not knowing how to swim, and after seeing all of them swimming laps on the cruise, I promised myself I was going to learn. Plus, at one of my appointments, Dr. Alex asked if I had a pool, and when I said yes, she told me that swimming was an excellent form of exercise and that the loose skin hanging from my upper arms and inner tube forming around my waist would disappear if I started swimming. Bitch. But it was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. B.B. King loved watching me learn how to time my breathing on top of and underneath the water. I learned how to kick, how to relax and float. And my tall, handsome, sexy Hawaiian teacher, who was definitely from the Big Islands, made me never want to get out of the pool. In 20 hours, I learned that water was not worth fearing, that waves were meant to ride or swim through, that I needed to learn how long to hold my breath and when to blow air out. But when he asked if I would like to learn how to do the backstroke, I told him no. I was already looking up. Ever since I got back from the cruise, B.B. King has not been excited about getting out of the back seat when we go to the dog park. In fact, he gives me a look of boredom as if he was asking, is this the only park in town? I took him to the vet to see if I might have been missing something. Other than increasing his steroids to help minimize the inflammation caused by his arthritis, the doctor said B.B. King was healthy. But he also said B.B. King might be a bit lonely and that dogs have emotions just like us humans. As soon as we walked out, I drove straight to a shelter. When we got inside, there was a lot of barking and crying. But I knew B.B. King was excited because his tail started swaying back and forth like a windshield wiper. The shelter volunteer looked just like the daughter of the crocodile hunter guy, and after introducing myself, I said, "This is B.B. King, and he needs some company." She rubbed his head and ears, then flipped her thick pigtails behind her shoulder and said, "Hi there, B.B. King. A little lonely, are we?" B.B. King looked at her as if to say, "What do you think we came in here for?" "Yes." "Does the sex or age matter?" she asked. "A little younger than B.B. here, but not too frisky. He was fixed a long time ago, so a female would be okay. I don't really care about the breed as long as he or she is not mean." "Then follow me, B.B. King. How you come up with such a cool name for him? He's named after one of my favorite blues singers. Oh, that's nice, she said. It's times like this when I realize how old I am, and things that are common knowledge to me are foreign to young folks. But I don't feel too bad because one day she'll be old too, if she's lucky. We walked on the concrete floor down a corridor past sad, bored, and occasionally abused dogs. But at least now they were safe and in clean cages. The volunteers stopped at a cage where there was a white lab about the size of BB King used to be, asleep on her little paws. Or at least she was until Mr. King tried to put his snout between a space in the rectangle fence, which was when she jumped up and her tail started wagging and she tried to poke her snout through the space. When I saw Mr. King's tail swishing faster than the speed of light, I said, "We'll take her." I was buzzed in and could not believe it when the elevator doors opened and there was my sister, looking better than she looked on the cruise. "Well, hello there, sister," she said and gave me a bear hug. "What a nice surprise. How are you?" I was thrilled to still hear the upbeat tone in her voice. I hadn't heard her sound like this in over 30 years. Maybe Mom was telepathic. Maybe Odessa had finally rediscovered sex. "I'm good, Odessa. Don't you look pretty? How are you and how have you been since the cruise?" "I've been well, thank you. You don't look so bad yourself, sis." I love hearing her call me sis. "So what's going on with you, Odessa?" "Well, first of all, I've got my settlement, if that's what it can be called. But that's good to hear. Something is better than nothing. And I got another job. Ma told me you left Valley View. Had enough of Ma?" "Ma had nothing to do with it." "So, what kind of work?" "Well, I drive." "Drive what?" "Uber." "Are you kidding me, Odessa? Aren't you too old? And isn't it dangerous?" "No, I'm not kidding, and I'm not too old, and it's not dangerous. In fact, I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm meeting the most interesting people. You just would not believe it." "But aren't you scared?" "No, I won't go where I think it might be unsafe, and drunks are harmless. I've had to help a few find their cars the night after partying, and they always tip the best. The worst that has happened is when they throw up, but Uber pays me to get my car detailed, and I just take it to a car wash. Plus, I now have rubber mats." "And how long do you plan on doing this?" "Until I don't want to. I'm my own boss. I get paid every single day, and I don't have to worry about calling in sick." "Do you always get this dolled up to drive with Uber?" "No, I'm not driving tonight. I'm being driven. It's called a date. Sis, tell you more when there's more to tell." "Okay, Odessa." I heard the babies before I rang the bell, and as soon as Cinnamon opened the door, they were both holding on to her long skirt. I hadn't seen her in a long time, and she screamed, "Grandma, what a surprise!" "Hi there, little cuties," I said, and they let go of her skirt and did the Frankenstein walk over to me and grabbed for my hands, but I was holding a surprise in one of them. Jonas came out of the kitchen, kissed me on the cheek, and picked up Handsome, who started kicking to be put back down. He wanted to practice walking. Pretty decided to sit down to see what was going to happen next. "I'm sorry for not calling," I said. "No apologies necessary," Jonas said. "Is everything okay?" Cinnamon looked a little worried. "It's not my mom, is it?" No news is good news with her, I think." "So true. So what brings you over, Grandma?" "Jonas has made an amazing tofu stir fry if you like to have dinner with us." "Oh, no thanks, sweetheart." "It's also got ginger, carrot, string beans, garlic, and a little soy sauce. You won't even know it's good for you." "I've made some improvements to my diet, but tofu isn't one of them. Not to change the subject, but I was just wondering how soon you all might want to move into your new home." I pulled the key ring out from behind my back and held it up, dangling the 3 keys in the air. They started screaming and jumping up and down, and I was being hugged and kissed on both cheeks. Handsome started rocking his body from side to side, and Pretty looked confused, but then realized how happy everyone else was, so she just started clapping and singing her favorite song in a language even I understood. Okay. So Dr. Alex said with a smile, something I couldn't remember seeing her doing all the years I've been coming to see her. "You finally listened to me, I see. I can't believe how much I used to not like her. She is much nicer, and the frown she used to wear is gone. Like maybe she had a little Botox. Her hair is thicker, and I can tell it is a wig. Money well spent." She smiled at me again, and I wanted to take back all my mean thoughts, but it was too late. So in my head, I just asked God to forgive me. So, what's the verdict? Whatever you've been doing, keep doing it. Your A1C has dropped to a manageable number, and you've lost a little over 20 pounds since we saw you 3 months ago. You should give yourself a high five. I gave her one instead. So, what have you changed? I've been eating healthier and I've been exercising. I knew that, but I just wanted to hear you say it. I'm so pleased to see you're making these changes, Miss Curry. You can call me Loretha. She leaned forward on her elbows, wove her fingers together, and looked me in the eye. Please know that I'm not trying to sound like that doctor on the TV show, but I just have to tell you that if you can view these changes as permanent and not a temporary fix, you'll probably be adding years to your life, healthier years. That landed. I'm going to try, I said. Dr. Alex then leaned back in her chair, but this time she crossed her arms and looked at me with curiosity and empathy. So tell me, Loretha, how is your daughter? I think she's doing better. You mean you don't know? She didn't see either of the doctors? Oh, yes, she definitely did. She's been at a 28-day treatment place, and she opted to stay for another 28. She should be home soon. And will home be with you? I'm not sure what she's going to want to do, but my door is open. She stood up and held out her hand, and I shook it, and she patted mine. She took the right step. Life has a way of working out when we work at it. Stay the course, and I'll see you in 3 months. Before you know it, you'll be America's first top senior model. And she laughed, and so did I. Okay, that's the end of chapter 27. So, not really too much to say about this chapter. Okay, so Loretha is doing the right thing finally. She lost 20 pounds. Kudos, Loretha. Kwame is in school, and he's doing good. His mother's doing good. She haven't heard from her daughter. Haven't heard from Peggy either. That's a good thing. Well, is it? I don't know. But I still think, well, I can't say that because her daughter did ask for, time to work things out. So never mind, forget that thought, because I was thinking maybe Lo still need to put her foot down and try to get some more answers. But she can only do what she can do. And what else? I think that's about it for this chapter. Okay, I shall see you in the next chapter, but wait for the definition video. Bye for now. Welcome back to the definition portion. The word that I can't pronounce is spelled MONOTONOUS, and this is how it is pronounced.
Monotonous.
Oh, monotonous. I know what that means. I just never knew how to pronounce it. Of course, dull, tedious, and repetitious. Okay, so let me go back into the chapter and read the sentence. Swimming was never much fun for me. It was too monotonous. That's why. Monotonous. One more time. pronounce it.
Monotonous.
Monotonous. These words, I tell you. Okay, so that's the end of the video. See you in the next chapter. Bye.